everybody. Hey guys, welcome back to SNOA. I am glad to be here, even though I'm not glad for the reasons that I have to be here for these kind of reasons, but I'm still glad that I can be here and connect with all of you. Welcome everybody, people from TikTok, from X, from YouTube, and from Instagram. I appreciate you guys for joining me here today. Do me a favor, let me know in the comment section where you're joining from, and I'm gonna move forward with this conversation. I started this conversation earlier today in the afternoon. I was here, and I had this conversation, and some of you were here. And for those who are not here, you can still visit. The video is on YouTube, live stream, and also I uploaded as a normal video. So please, you can revisit there and check it out, those videos. And it's very important to be informed, and it's very important to collect our power, our efforts, and our passion for Africa and for these countries like Congo and other countries that are in turmoil right now. All right, so I thought it's good for me not to let this day go away before coming back here again and share my thoughts and my heart. For those who are joining from TikTok, I think you've seen the title is The Failure of Leadership in Africa. And for those who are following me from other platform, I think that is really good. So let me try to do this. Let me try to do this. Okay, let me change this one on these other platform as well, because I want us to not just to look at the small picture, but I want us to look at the bigger picture of what is happening, and I want us to actually dig down deep and trying to figure out together what is happening. And I know when it comes to information right now, Africa is informed, and Africans are informed. You guys and me, we're all informed. We all know what is happening in Africa, like through the social medias and a platform like this SNN. You guys get to be informed. You see the news, you see the videos we share, and so you understand what is really happening in the continent. But I think we need to go a little bit deeper than just information, and that is trying to realize, what is the issue, what is the matter, and to try to solve that, to try to bring about a change to that. So let me pray a little quick before I continue with this conversation. God, I thank you for today, that you've granted me this opportunity to be here and to talk to Africans and to our people. And I just pray that, God, you lead us from the beginning to the end. And this conversation will lead to a solution, will lead to the action, will lead to the realization of our potential and what we are called to do to bring about that transformation in this continent. I pray all these things in your name. Amen. So let me have water a little bit. That is good. So thank you so much for everybody who is joining. And what you can do, you can like this stream and you can share with somebody else as well as we continue to discuss about this. And also, I wanna hear your thoughts and your opinions. So do not hesitate to leave your comments below and let me know exactly what you think. So most of you guys who are here, I think you understand, what is going on. And to be honest, at this point, you just get to pick what crisis you should talk about, because when you look at the continent, then you realize that there's a crisis everywhere, in the east, in the west, in the north, and in the south. Everywhere there's crisis. And I say this all the time, that it's sad that we all get to be connected through this crisis that we share in common. Like, you share in the south, I share in the north and in the east, and all of us we get to share this crisis. But it's not a good thing that we are identifying ourselves. We identify each other as Africans through crisis that we go through. I think it's not a beautiful thing. As bad as it sounds, we relate with one another because of that. We are here right now because of that. And we promote unity and we talk about oneness, because of the crisis that we face. Yes, life, it's full of both sides, not only good times, but also bad times. But in the case of Africa, it kind of seems like bad time a lot more than, good times, and crisis a lot more than good times that are happening in Africa. And sometimes I wonder, if we are united, if we come together simply because of the crisis we're going through, what's going to happen when we don't have crisis no more? What is going to happen when we don't have crisis? Because right now you might be joining here because you're interested in Congo, you're interested in what's happening in Congo, and you want to know what is happening in Africa, and you want to be part of the solution. But what if we don't have problem? But what if we don't have this crisis that we talk about today? So when you look at the NGO, and for instance, I'm just giving you this as an example. It's not a topic that I'm going to talk today, but when you look at the NGOs, international NGOs in Africa, they're basically here to solve these issues. They're here because of these problems that are happening. So ask yourself this: if these issues will be eradicated, that means these NGOs will no longer have a problem. Okay, for instance, there's a lot of foreign NGOs that are dealing with HIV in Africa. And only in Africa, it seems like HIV, it's extreme. Only here in Africa. Some other parts of the world, you don't really hear that. And perhaps there's even a cure for HIV. But you will never get to know that. You'll never get to get that because this is the business for a lot of people. And if we get to eradicate HIV, if we get free from HIV, it means all these NGOs that are here specifically to deal with that issue, they no longer have a problem to solve. They no longer have a, how can I say, have a mission to accomplish, because mission has already been accomplished. So in order for these NGOs to have work here done in the continent, in order for them to get loans and aids and funds to run their mission here in the continent, there must be a chaos. There must be a crisis. So when you look at the NGOs, sometimes you might be happy, you might be rejoicing that, oh, we have this, they're helping us, they're here, but you have to think the bigger picture. You have to look at the bigger picture, that they're not there to help you. No, they're there because there's a problem. Behind that NGO, there's a problem, and behind that NGO, there's an agenda. If that problem disappears, this NGO is no longer going to be needed in the country. And in order for them to stay there, for whatever benefits that they want to be there, they must create chaos. Chaos must be there, even if not them to create, but there must be chaos there for them to pick up the pieces. In order for them to write a report, in order for them to write the work that they've done and to get funds that they always want. So you have to think about that. So the presence of NGO in the continent, it doesn't mean that you have a lot of international bodies that they like you, they love you, and they want to support you. It means you have a lot of problems that are not yet solved. You have unresolved issues. You have unsolvable problems. And in order for those NGOs to stay there, they must have a problem to solve, to deal with. And that's why I say this, I don't see a problem as a problem, but I see it as an opportunity. Because when you look at the Africa, and when you look at what are the problems we're facing in Africa, then the giant of them all, you say, is leadership. So if the problem is leadership, then I see that as an opportunity. If you're a businessman, right, and you're thinking about what kind of business should I do, don't just look at your neighbor, what he's doing, and go ahead do the same exact thing what they're doing. Don't look at one man who is successful because he was doing something and you want to do that. You feel and you think that you're going to be successful. What you have to look on when you want to have a business, or when you have to do something to generate money or wealth, You have to look at the problem. You have to ask yourself, in this society that I'm living in, what are the problems we're facing? And you must come with the solution. So your business has to be a solution to a problem that is there. Your business has to be the answer to the problem that is there. You have seen the problem, but you know, every single problem deserves a solution. Every single question deserves an answer. So you have to be an answer to the existing problem. So when I look at the leadership, that's the same thing that I would talk to African leaders, that when you are a leader, you must look at your country and look at what are the problems my country are facing. What are the problems my country is facing? And after realizing that problem, you as a leader, you must be a solution to those problems. And you must be an answer. You have to be an answer to those questions that have been asked in the country. So in Africa, when you come, a lot of problems, a lot of issues that we're facing are just basic needs: food, shelter, clothing, education, electricity. All those are basic needs. So as a leader, when as someone who you are eager to be a leader, as someone who is eager to be somebody in the country, lead a nation or to lead people, you must analyze these problems, and you have to ask yourself honestly, deep inside your heart, can I solve these problems? Am I the answer? Do I have a strategies to solve these questions and these problems that are there? And if you are not going to be the answers to the question asked and a solution to the problems that are existing in the country, then you don't deserve to be a leader. You don't even think of becoming a leader, because you're going to be frustrated, because you cannot bring a solution. And when you look at, the case of Congo, for over 3 decades, I've been saying this for a long time, and now you have this M23 keep attacking the city of Sake, this village of Sake, and people are moving actually away, are running away from there. They're heading towards Goma, but there are predictions that M23, they're actually heading towards Goma. And you're asking yourself that this has been going on for 3 years, but these guys that keep occupying different towns and different cities in Congo, and they keep approaching, to other safe places that were considered to be safe. Goma is where a lot of Congolese were running to when issues were erupting. A lot of people, they're running there because it was safe. But now it is no longer going to be safe. And I have a lot of friends, I was actually blaming them. A lot of Congolese friends who are living outside, who do not want to come back home. And I was blaming them. But I understand, if you go through something like this for 3 decades plus, and you know that my life, I'm working this hard. I'm working this hard. I'm studying this hard. But I know one day in the future, I'm going to be killed with my own people. Then run for your life. Find a better place to live. And that's what has been going on in Congo. And what the updates that is happening right now and what is happening there, I'll tell you blankly, man. I don't have anything against anybody in Africa. I don't have anything against politicians. I don't have anything against our leaders. The matter of fact, I respect them and I love them so much. And perhaps that's the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I love this continent, and I love my leaders. And I hope they get a time to listen and to hear that the main problem that we're facing in Africa is the failure of leadership. And when you look at what is happening, and when you think of how much what is happening is affecting kids and the next generation, who are the next leaders, the next CEOs, the next MPs and ministers, presidents and prime ministers, the next doctors, the next civil servants, the next teachers. These kids are facing these, and these kids, their dreams are being cut short because of the death, because of the threats, because of the wars that are happening. When you look at that, then you realize that we're in a very critical position. We're in a very critical situation because we don't have a future anymore. Because me and you, we can be here for a while. Our time is now. It's the present. But the future, our kids, supposed to be there to carry on the stick and to run, towards the rest of one Africa and the unity that we deserve. But if our kids are being destroyed, are being killed because of the war, because of whatever greatness that we're going through, then you realize that the future of Africa is is being jeopardized. Then you realize that the future of Africa is being jeopardized. Let me do this, man. I'm gonna share a link in the comment section for anyone who would love to. we pay the price for things that we haven't done. We pay the price for things that we are not, you know. Anyways, guys, the link is there in the comment section. Just in case if you want to join me and you want to share your thoughts as well, you can click the link and join as well. Yeah, feel free to join. It's I don't know. Let me ask you this, guys. Let me ask you this, guys. This question, you guys. Let me ask you this. How much do you think about the future of Africa? How much do you think about tomorrow of Africa? How much do you think? Because I think a lot about it, and everything that is happening today is jeopardizing the future of Africa. The victims of diseases that are happening today, the victims of wars that are happening today, are women and children. And I'm not forgetting men. I'm a man, but I'm not forgetting men. Let me tell you why I'm saying women and children. Children are the vision bearers. Are the one that are going to take these visions, are the one who are going to take these countries to be where they're supposed to be. Women, God has blessed them enough. They carry our babies. There's no children without women. Yes, there's no children without men as well. I gotta be straight with that. Men and women, they're all responsible for the children we have. But imagine if you don't have women. That means you don't have future. But imagine if you have women and you have children, but you have war. War affects these individuals that sometimes they cannot defend themselves. Children, they don't even know what is happening, and most of them, they die. Women, because of, carrying pregnancy, because of having babies, you can't compare their strength and us. You cannot compare that. And you cannot compare even the love that mama has to their children. And that's why today in the afternoon, I share with you the picture of these women, carrying all these luggages, running away from the city of Saki, running for their life. But let me share this picture again. These women, I share this picture today, and I show you these women running away, from the war. But this is what they're doing. But they did not forget, they are not forgetting their children. They're carrying mattresses, they're carrying all these heavy loads, but on their hands and on their body, on their back and their front, they're holding their babies. They can't let their babies go. And I asked this question in the afternoon, where are the men here? Because I'm looking at this picture and I don't see men. I see women and children. These are the real victims of what is happening. Because most of men, we tend not to care, even about our own kids. I'm not saying all of them. That's why we have a problem with single mommy everywhere. Why they're single mama? Because they're there to take care of their babies and they never walk away. As a result, you have women trying to run away from their lives, holding their babies like that, holding mattresses. If men was here, was supposed to help this woman right here and hold this mattress by themselves, hold this stuff, and even holding these babies. But where are they? Where are they hiding? They're not there. Maybe they run away first. Maybe they run away. So how much, let me ask you guys who are watching here, how much do you think about the future of Africa? Because I'm telling you, we messed up. And present is not looking good. And if present is not looking good, we must wake up right now to prepare the future. Because tomorrow, it depends on what we do today. And if we cannot pay serious attention on women and children and protecting their lives, then we don't have future. You're not going to have women bearing children. Because if I'm a single lady, I am Congolese, I'm saying my country and I'm looking at these, I see what is happening. I see this lady, she has like 2 babies. This one baby holding another baby. Baby doing an out at work because the man is not there. African men, let's be responsible for our families. Let's be responsible for our people, for our nation. Let's be responsible for Africa. Because we are to protect women and children. That's the only job God has given us. And I pray that God will help me, because one day I'll have family of my own. I'll have my wife. And I pray that I'll be able to protect her and my family, because that is the main job for a man, to protect and provide for the families. But there's not only failure of leadership in Africa, but there's a failure of manship in Africa, manhood in Africa. Oh, that's good. Let me add here. Because it might be blaming just leaders. No. Let's say this. I'm going to go hard on you men today. I'm a man myself. So this is hard. The failure of manhood in Africa. You understand what I'm saying? This is not only failure of leadership, but also the failure of manhood in Africa. The failure of manhood in Africa. Men, if you're a man and you're listening to me, this might be a bitter pill to swallow. But let me tell you this, I'm going to be honest with you, because you and me, we have responsibility. We have duty to our families. We have duty to our countries. We have duty to this continent. Men, we have duty to protect our families with everything we got. We have a duty to do that. We have a duty to do that. Nobody else is going to do that for us. We have a duty to do that, and we must do it by hooks and crooks. We have a duty to do that. And if we're not doing it, then one day we'll pay the price of what we're doing it today. The failure of manhood in Africa. Let me say this. We don't just have the failure of leadership, but we have the failure of manhood. Where are the men of Africa? Where are the men who are willing to protect with their blood, to protect their families, to protect Africa? Where are those men? I'm searching, I'm looking for those men. And I don't see them in this picture. The reason why our kids' future are being destroyed, and women are being taken away from us, being mistreated, because men, we are sleeping. Leadership begins at home. And you men, you are a leader. You are a leader of your family. You are a leader. Nobody can take that away from you. You are a leader. But if you fail in a family, then you fail the nation. Because everything begins from family level. And I said this before. I say this, man. The reason why there's this agenda of alphabet, there's agenda of all this stuff, is to destroy the value of the family. Is to take men away from the families and leave family without a man. If you remove a man from a family, you remove a leadership in a family. I'm talking to men right now. So women, just hold on for a second. Let me talk to men right now. Men, you are a leader of a family. Whatever you are, if you're a man, you are a leader. You're supposed to be a leader, and you're supposed to stand as a leader, boldly protecting and providing. That's the job of a leader. If you're a leader of a country, your job is to protect and to provide. So your country must be safe, and you must provide employment. You must provide development. You must provide everything that is required in your country, in your nation, because that is the job of a leader. So when you see, we all know that. We all know the job of a man is to provide and to protect. But let me tell you this, provision and protection is not just a job of a man. It is the job of a leader. Because man is a leader. You're supposed to provide and to protect. So when I see there's no peace in a country, when I see there's no peace in Africa, that means we are not doing our job of protecting. That is mean man, we are not being men enough. When I don't see provision in the continent, provision in our country, that means there's no leadership. There's no leader. There's no man who provides. And therefore, there's nothing on the table. Man, our job is to provide and to protect. If we don't protect, there will be no peace in a country. If you don't provide, there will be no development in a country, employment in a country, safety in a country, even peace in your family. Why a lot of women are pissed off today? Why a lot of women sometimes they give divorce to men? Because they don't see protection. I'm telling you, if you're a man and you want to protect your marriage, just provide and protect. Those two things, do that. I'm not married, guys, so I might not be a good advisor for this, but I'm just thinking that it doesn't matter what kind of issues I have. Okay, let's say even if you're not married, you are in a relationship. As a man, if you want your relationship to go well, just focus on two things: provide and protect. Just do that. Provide and protect. The rest of the things, they'll take care of themselves. Just provide and protect. Make sure your lady is being protected. Make sure your lady is being provided for. Make sure you do those two things and just chill. If you're a leader of a country and you're a man, you have to know that you need to provide and protect. Just focus. If I'm ever going to run one day, if I'm ever going to be a leader, I'll focus on those two things, because that it is a job of a man. And essentially, that is the job for a leader: provision and protection. So when you're in a country and you see there's no protection, let's go backward. During colonialism, our women were raped. Our children were taken away from us. Yes, I can't take credit. Some of our men, they died protecting their families. Salute to them, because they did their part. Even if women are being raped, children are being taken away, but you did protect your family and you have been killed because you protected them, then you did your part. And you did not go in vain. Maybe your purpose, it was just to protect your family, and now you're gone, you need to go to rest. Maybe that was your job. Being a man is not an easy thing. It's a responsibility. That's why the Bible scriptures is telling us that men are to be respected and women are to be loved. The job of a woman to a man is to respect them. But they cannot respect you, they cannot respect us if we don't protect and provide. We must protect and we must provide. And that's when respect comes. Because when we protect and when we provide, these individuals, these women, these ladies, they feel loved. And that's the only thing that is needed to our continent, for our kids and our women to be protected and to be provided. That's the only job. Respect, you're not going to ask for respect. Respect is just going to come direct to you by default. Why? Because you provided and you're protecting your people. But in Africa, the failure of leadership in Africa, the failure of manhood in Africa is because we have a bunch of men who are not providing and protecting to their countries, to their government that they're leading, and to their nations, and to their family level, starting from the ground. If you want to become a leader, if you want to be a leader, and you cannot even lead your family, you're not deserved to be a leader. If you want to become a leader and you cannot even lead your relationship, you're not deserved to be a leader. If you are in a relationship that you cannot lead, step down. I'll tell you very soon. Step down. Step down. Step down. Walk away from that. Walk away from that, because the only job of a man is to lead. That is God-given job, is to lead. And I'm not saying that only men are created to be leaders. So women, I told you for a second, just hang on for a second. Don't start putting shit on me. Don't start attacking me right now. Just hang on for a second. I'm talking to my fellow men, because these issues that are happening in Africa, it is our fault. Us as men, we're not standing on our right position. And we must talk about these things. And you ladies, don't stay there and don't say that, oh, you think you're a leader. No. Let us do our job. Let us do our job of providing and protecting. That is our job. It doesn't mean that as a lady, so I'm just gonna stop, not gonna provide it. No, you can provide as much as you can, but that is by your choice. You can provide as you wish. It is your choice. But me as a man, my job, it is to provide, and it is to protect. The failure of leadership, it falls down to the failure of manhood. And that is what is being taken away in the Western world right now. And that is what is reflecting on Africa when it comes to leadership. Let me ask you this. How many men leaders we have in Africa? Just these days, we started to have women as the leaders. But for so long time, for over 60 years, a lot of leaders that have been having in the continent are men. And where are we right now? Man, we are failing. We are failing the continent. It's a time for us to admit we're failing. We're not doing our job, provision and protection. We're not doing it. What we do, we accumulate for ourselves. Oh my God. Let me tell you this. Do you know why? As a man, your job is to provide. As a leader, your job is to provide. It is to provide. It is to give. Let me go a little bit deeper. That's why even when God was creating a man and a woman, that's why women, they receive. They don't give, they receive, they conceive. We are the one giving to them. We give them seed and they receive and they conceive and they multiply to babies. That's what they do. Our job is provision. That's biological. That's divine. You can't take that away from a man. You can't take that away. You want to show me that you're a man? You want to show me that you're a leader? Show me your provisions. Show me your protections. How many have you protected? How many have you given to? If there's nobody, you're not qualified to be a leader. You're not even qualified to be a man. Ask yourself twice. I'm not telling you that to go and to be a lady. No, I'm not telling you to change yourself. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying you're not living your God-given purpose. You're asking yourself, what is my purpose for living? As a man, you're asking, what is the purpose for living? Your purpose to provide and to protect is as simple as that. Do that. Focus on that. 24/7. Provide, protect. Provide, protect. Provide, protect. Protect, provide. Protect, provide. And see what is going to happen. The failure of leadership in Africa, initially, is the failure of manhood in Africa. Our women, they were taken away from us because men were sleeping. Our children have been deported outside of the continent. Trafficking have been taken away from us. Our children are working miles and hundreds of miles trying to find a better life somewhere else away from our countries. And what are we doing as a man? We fail to protect our own families. Some of us, we even go farther to abandon our families and we leave single mamas with the babies. They don't have a figure that show them how to protect and to provide. Manhood is not about the muscles. Manhood is about provision and protection. You do that, you do your job. And that is leadership. So men, we failed Africa. It is on us. We can't put this on anybody else. It is on us. We failed. We failed. And we must repent. And we must change. And we must go back to our seats. The seats. Not just the seats of, I'm a man. I'm a man. You must respect me. I ain't going to respect you if you don't protect and provide. You don't even deserve my respect. Get out of here. You don't deserve my respect. You don't protect. You don't provide. There's no leadership. You don't deserve my respect if you don't protect and if you don't provide. You don't demand respect. As a man, you earned respect. As a leader, you don't demand people to love you, to clap hands for you doing your job. No, you earn that for doing extra. People must stand there and be like, hell, yes, this is the leader we have been waiting for. This is the man we have been waiting for. Yes, your kids must be proud of you. Your children must be proud of you. Your wife, your girl must be proud of you because you're standing in your position as a leader to provide and to protect. But Africa is failing over and over and over again. Congo is failing. Ethiopia is failing. Kenya is failing. Niger is failing. Everywhere is failing. Sudan is failing. The entire continent of Africa is failing because, man, we stopped doing our job, which is to provide and to protect. There's no more leadership in the families, no more leadership in the country, no more leadership in the continent. And we have a crisis of leadership. But in reality, this is the crisis of manhood. I've shown you this picture. You don't see a man. You only see children and women. And that's why you have all these organizations that are supporting women these days. All these and these. Okay, some of them, they have good agendas. Some of them, they have bad agendas. We have to admit that. Some of them, they just want to take men out of the picture. You take men out of the picture, you take a leader out of the picture. You take a leader out of the picture, you don't know where you're going. You don't have provision, you don't have protection. Yes, I know. You can say, you know what? I don't need nobody to provide for me. I can provide for myself. Let me tell you this, man. This is God-given task, ladies. Listen to me. Men are supposed to provide and to protect you and your entire family and the nation and the country and the organization. The failure of Africa, the failure of where we are, the failure of our families is because, men, we're not standing on our feet. If you ladies can admit that the failure of our nations, the failure of our countries and our family is because of men, then you must admit that the leadership is because the leaders are not standing there. Because these guys are supposed to be leaders, but they're not leading no more. I had to spend those 30 minutes plus to talk to my fellow brothers, to talk to you, man. Provide and protect. And let me tell you this, man. I ain't talking about religion here. Any man, okay, maybe I'm not talking to men here, but if you're a man, you know what is your job. If you're a father here, you let me know what's your main job as a father. Let me know in the comment section. I want to know right now. Okay, I'm not a father, but I want to know for father. I'm not married. I don't have a wife, so I can't talk about it. But I want to know, for those men who marries, who they got married, and who are fathers, they have children, let me know in the comment section. What are your main job in the family? What are you doing? Let me know. Let me know honestly. Maybe I'm just saying this because I'm not a father. I'm not a husband. Maybe I'm just saying this because of that. No. But let me know. You guys let me know. As an African man, what are your job? Okay, you might not be an African, but what are your job? To your family, what are your responsibilities? To your family, to everybody. Have you seen a man who says that, you know what? If you want to go to my family, go through me first. He can't touch my family like that. If somebody walk inside the house and want to kill my children, I'm going to step there and be like, you got to kill me first before you kill my children. What is that? If they come here, they want to take my wife away, I'm going to step in front of them and be like, okay, before you take my wife, you got to take me first. You got to go through me before you pick my wife, before you pick my children. You got to go through me first. Before you insult my wife, before you insult my kids, you got to insult me first. That's what I would say. That's what I would do. What am I doing? It's a protection. That's a protection. Okay, I have an answer here from Kanzi Wiseman. He says, fathers or men, provision and protection, period. That's it. That's it. No complication. Thank you, Kenzie. These are fathers. These are married men who understand and who know. I want to hear from more married men. I want to hear from more fathers here in the comment section. Let me know. What are your job as a man? What are your job? Maybe I'm just saying this because I don't know. So let me know. What are your job? What are your job as a man? Let me know. Do I have men watching here? Or I have single men like me? Somebody here said, I just prayed for the children in Congo. God bless you, Sophia. Wonderful. 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 Okay. From a single man. I only have single men supporting me here. We have another single man, Kushi single man here. He said, from a single man, protect and provide. Where are the married men in the house, man? You guys, you're supposed to be our role models. Supposed to look up to you and be like, yes, I want to be like this man. Another single man here says that his job is to provide and to protect. Kudos to you. That's what I feel, Kush. That's what I feel. As a man, my job is to protect and to provide. And that's what I'm going to do until the day I die. Yes, I don't have a family. Yes, I don't have a wife. But my job is to protect and to provide. And that's what I'm doing right now. I provide my gift to this world. This is provision. I provide my time to this world. This is provision. This is giving. I'm not receiving anything. I'm giving. I'm giving because that's how I was wired. That's how I was created. I was created to give. I was created to give. Somebody here could say, though, women make it hard. You want us to go to that debate? We're going to go to that debate another time. Today, you got to get your medicine, man. You got to get your medicine, man, all right? You got to get your medicine. I say, I saw my mother putting hands on my father, oh, money to priest. Now he ran away. All right. Okay. Those are extreme cases. Okay. Kush, those are extreme cases. I understand. Yeah, there's the other side of this. So just let me women make it harder. Are you ladies making it harder for us? Oh my God. My God, my God. Guys, what is happening in Congo, in Ethiopia, in Sudan, in Senegal? Senegal. Guys, what is happening in Senegal right now? You know, failure of leadership. Failure of leadership. That's the only issue in Africa. But let me ask you this. Today, I've given you something that maybe you never thought of. The failure of leadership, it doesn't just start with leadership. It starts with manhood. As a man, if you fail your family, as a man, if you fail to provide and to protect, if one day you become a leader, you fail your nation. And what is happening in the continent of Africa is a result of failure of leadership, period. Failure of manhood, period. You agree with me? God bless. You don't agree with me? Let's agree to disagree. Provision and protection is what Africa needs. Provision, why? Because we don't have clean water. We don't have safe food. We don't have enough food for our people. We don't have good infrastructures. We don't have good schools. We don't have medicines. We don't have it. It's provision. Protection, conflicts every day. Civil wars every day. Threats. We're threatening one another. Instead of focusing on how can we develop one another, we're just threatening one another. We're threatening each other. And these are politicians. They threaten each other on Twitter. That's how leader we've become. We fail to protect. That's why people are pissed off with you. You ask yourself, I'm a leader. I'm trying to do my best. Why these people, they don't appreciate me? They appreciate me when I'm gone. No. In your leadership, have you provided and protected enough? Because those two things, they go together. It's like your right hand and left hand. Provide, protect, provide, protect, provide, protect, provide, protect. If you provide, you're going to be provide. You're crippled. If you protect, you don't provide, you're crippled. Men, my call to men, all men who are watching here, especially African men, you are a leader. And as a leader, your job is to provide and to protect for those you're leading. You must be the last one to receive. And you must be the first one to give. Oh, I love that. As a man, you must be the first one to give and the last one to receive. And that's the same thing goes to the leaders. You must be the first one to give and the last one to receive. But in Africa, in Africa's context, we do it opposite. We are the first one to receive and the last ones to give. We just take away from people. We take away. We ask for donations. We ask for support. We take it away and we don't give nothing. We take it away from them. As a man, as a leader, you must be the first one to give and the last one to receive. Africa, the leadership has failed because we don't have leaders who they give first and receive last. We only have leaders who they receive first and they give last. And I'll tell you the truth, they don't even end giving because they'll think that everything has been given already. Why should I dare to give anyways? Everything has been given already. Why should I give? Leader. That is the job of a leader. That's the job of a leader. Where is leadership in Africa? Where is manhood in Africa? Where are the men of this generation? Where are the men of this generation? Because if we don't step up, I'm talking to you guys, I'm talking to myself. When I speak to you, I address to myself because I am as guilty as you are. We all guilty as a man, as African men. We did this to ourselves. We did this to our families. If we don't change right now, if we don't come together as one right now, our future generation are going to be in a deep, I don't want to use that word, but they're going to be in a deep hole. And we are going to be to blame. The history will remember us as men and leaders who never provided and protected. You can wake up today. You can make a decision as a man that I'm going to provide. I'm going to protect. That is my first job. First given task, God-given task for me to be on this earth is to provide and to protect. And God help us to stand in our position and to provide and to protect. Let me be the first one to give and the last one to receive. Because when I give, I live my life. Because when I give, I live my purpose. Because when I give, I live my calling. And that's what you called me to do. Let me be the first one to give and the last one to receive. Let me leave that. Because there's no other joy than living your God-given task, living your God-given purpose. There's no joy than you being who you're called to be. And that as a man to provide and to protect, as a leader to provide and to protect. That's who we called to be. That's who we called to do. That's what we are called to do. If we don't do that, Africa is where it is today. Let me tell you this. Let me finish by saying this. If you are a man, you are a leader of your family, leader of yourself, leader of the country, leader of the nation, leader of your community, leader of your organization, wherever you are a leader. And it is God-given ability to provide and to protect. God cannot give us that task if he knows that we cannot handle it. How are you going to provide? You will know it. It's in you. It's wired in you. It's wired in you. It's wired in you. I'm using my phone here. When Steve Jobs was designing this phone, how it's going to take picture, it's going to send message, it's going to call, it's going to serve some stuff, some pictures, whatever. Everything that phone is supposed to do, it is wired in the phone. So when my phone take picture, good quality picture, I'm not surprised and say, oh man, it's a miracle. No. Its purpose is to do that. It was designed to do that. It is doing its job. So you as a man to provide and to protect, it is your job. It is God-given. It comes by default. You do it. Maybe you never realized, but right now you're doing it. You're providing and you're protecting. But some of us, we don't. And that's why our countries are where they are today. African leaders need to think of their people as their children and protect and provide for them. Absolutely. Why, if you're a president, let's say you're a lady, for example, in Tanzania, we have a woman president, so we call her mama. We don't even call her president. Everybody call her mama, 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 mama Samia, mama Samia, mama Samia, mama Samia. Do you know why? Because she is the mom of the nation. She is. And if we have a male figure as a president, we call them Baba. Baba, 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 because they're the father of the nation by default. And your job is to take care of these children, to make sure they sleep a good place, to make sure that they eat food, to make sure that you assign some tasks for them to do. They have jobs. I wish to learn more, bro. Like the cost of all the fights in the whole Africa. Is it about the minerals that we have, or there are other reasons? I'll say this. So, for the rest of the world, obviously, it's about the resources that Africa has. They don't have other agenda with Africa. They don't care about you people. They don't care about us. They care about your resources. So yes. But when I come to the context of Africa, why are we here where we are? It is because of power. And you cannot have power if you don't have money. And that's what, sadly, most of politicians does. They accumulate for themselves. They accumulate power for themselves. Somebody say we are poor because of the Western religion. Let me tell you this, our world, because I think you really want me to mention your name. Let me tell you this, our world. Thank you, New Africa. Let me tell you this, our world. If you think you're poor because of not even Western religion, let me just say Western. If you think you're poor because of the Western, then you don't really see the big picture. They're not the problem. The problem is leadership in Africa. The problem is the failure of manhood in Africa. And we have failed. Guys, I'm done. I'm done. Congo. Let me pray for Congo a little quick. God, I thank you for Congo. You know our hearts are broken when we hear this news. And we've always been here for Congo. And even today, God, we're asking you to remember Congo. We have a lot of millions of people who are walking away, trying to find a better shelter to be in. But there's a lot of challenges, a lot of issues. I just pray that may you cover them with your blood. May your blood that surpasses all understanding remember them, set them free. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Guys, I love you. For those who have been here and for those who will be watching this later, I love you. Thank you. And I gotta leave. Keep us in your prayer. And thank you for the love and support that you guys are constantly showing us. Subscribe, like, share, and share your opinion as well in the comment section. It will mean a lot. All right, guys. I'll leave you now. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.